Hello Comic Army, my name is Chris the Comic Vet. Hope this video finds you safe and well. As you can tell off the top, the weather isn't very nice outside, so I decided to get back home as quick as I could to record this video because doing it from my car is just not ideal when the snow was coming down like that. It's about to turn into freezing rain, then rain. It's just not safe to be out on the streets for any period of time. But I am back from Retro Rocket Comics with my stack. Let's get into New Comic Book Day, shall we? We'll start with Miles Morales, issue 32. This is part 1 of the God War, where now we have Hercules and Thor declaring their champions. Of course, Miles is going to be part of it. Looking forward to get into this issue of Miles Morales. Up next is Cover of the Week. Cover of the Week belongs to Marvel Rivals, issue number 1. I just thought this was a great fresh take on this art style, so I decided to roll with Cover of the Week. I'm looking forward to getting into this. I have not been playing the video game, but if I do enjoy it, who knows, maybe I'll download the game and check it out. Now let's get into a cover by the master, Alex Ross. This is the Immortal Thor, issue number 2 from Al Ewing. Typical great cover that you would expect from Alex Ross. Again, the Immortal Thor has been really well done. But the book I'm really most excited about reading this week belongs to Charles Soule and Steve McNiven. It's kind of an old man Daredevil take, but this is Daredevil issue number 1, Cold Day in Hell. If I'm right, this is a 3-issue limited series. Again, old man Daredevil, that part I do know for sure. I am excited about getting into this one. And a book that is probably the most controversial one of the week is Venom. This is Venom number 5, where we get to find out that is the new Venom. If you haven't been spoiled, well, I'm not going to be the one that spoils you on who actually is the new Venom. Now let's get into some independents. Chris at Retro Rocket Comics, by the way, you'd be doing me a solid if you follow Retro Rocket Comics across all their social media platforms. Get ready for Free Comic Book Day and the sales that are going to come with it. He was kind enough to hand me Patrick Horvath's Free for All from Oni Press. Patrick Horvath is a creator that's better known for Beneath the Trees, Where Nobody Sees, which was my absolute favorite comic book of a short while ago for the entire year. Looking forward to getting into Free for All. Up next is totally just a cover by, but is Hello Darkness, and by this art style, you probably know already who the artist is, but this one is going into the PC. Happy to have this one. Another series that I highly recommend is The Lucky Devils from Charles Soule, Ryan Brown. This is issue number 3 of The Lucky Devils. Very cool. Yeah, I don't want to say it's a sequel, but it's definitely in the flavor of 8 Billion Genies. Well, it's certainly the same creative team, so that's why I would say that. But yeah, Lucky Devils has been a whole lot of fun. Now let's get into DC's Absolutes. This is issue number 1 of Absolute Green Lantern from Al Ewing. Solid cover there. There's been some terrific variants that are actually coming out with this as well. I totally forgot that Jason Aaron is doing this. But yes, this is issue 6 of Absolute Kal-El. This is Absolute Superman. So as you can see, Superman's kind of down and out in front of that Smallville sign, street sign. Maybe it's on the side of a building. Might be on the side of a building. Hard to tell. Yeah, it's definitely a sign. There are some trees here. Now that I see it. All right. And the last book I'm going to show is also from DC. Stick around, there is more. This is issue 2 of Secret 6. I did read issue number 1 and enjoyed it, but again, I am a fan of Catman, so I'm going to give this an opportunity, see where it goes from here. Secret 6, issue number 2. Now, the book I'm going to show is one from my father's personal collection. If you watch my channel, you know that my father passed away a number of years ago. He was the reason why I got into comic book reading. It's something that he did as a young child himself, But the books that my father liked to read were not necessarily superhero books, but they're more historical and definitely tales of the Wild West. And a few years ago, I found one of his comic books. I ended up having that book cleaned and pressed. It was a classic Turok book. And afterwards, I did have it slabbed just to have it separated from other books. A short while after that, I found a small stack of books that he actually owned. And in there were definitely more books that I recognize for books that he would talk about when he was still alive. And that is historical books and westerns. I went through a lot of them, and over a period of time was really deciding which one of these westerns should I get cleaned and pressed and then eventually slabbed, because I would like to have a western book actually done, because those are the ones that he talked about the most. With that being said, I found Adele, and this Dell comic book was a 10 center, and I believe it's from 1952, 1956. I'll put the year right here. And the book was, I thought, just a gorgeous piece of artwork when it comes to the cover. But as I decided to hand the book over to Scott from Hot Off the Press. And Hot Off the Press is a company that I've used a few times to clean a lot of my books. And Scott's done such a terrific job, I decided to trust him with one of my father's books. Now, when I tell you that this book was dirty, it had a lot of surface dirt with thumbprints and just age and dust and that kind of thing. And the book has come back so much brighter and so much cleaner. This is Gene Autry and Champion from Dell Comics. Just a beautiful piece of artwork, as you can tell. Now, the book, when it does get graded, will come back a low grade, probably somewhere between a 1.8 to a 4.0, because it does have a number of color-breaking spine ticks. As you can see, the big one is right here, and it has a few more along there. But Scott did a great job by smoothing it out, and yeah, really made it a lot more bright. Now you can see the background a lot more clear. It almost looks like an overcast day where the horse is kind of jumping up. And yeah, he did a terrific job. So Scott, if you see this, on behalf of my family, thank you. You did a great job cleaning this one up, and it does mean a lot. And if you happen to be in Ontario and you want your books cleaned and pressed, I recommend Scott from Hot Off the Press. Again, Scott's not a sponsor of this channel, and neither is Retro Rocket Comics, but they are friends of the channel, and I do like to shout out people that do great work and that are kind to me. So again, Gene Autry and Champion, one of my father's books. At some point this year, this book will be slabbed up, and I look forward to talking about it at that point. Right now, I'm going to ask you to make sure that you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed. Get a comment ready. Do you agree with me on Cover of the Week? Do you think Marvel Rivals was the cover? Or maybe it was that Frizzen. Maybe it was something else. I look forward to your response. I try to respond to every comment that gets left on my channel. Until we see you again, thank you so much for your time. Take care.